In a world where luxury has a ceiling, there exists one name that dares to reach beyond it. Where time is handcrafted, and every bolt, every grain, every silhouette is born of personal legacy, comes a creation unlike anything ever seen. This is the Rolls-Royce Boat Tail. A tribute to vision. A canvas of soul. A $28 million ode to personal history. And today, you're going to witness the masterpiece not just in design, but in meaning. Welcome to Gearless Garage. And this is not just a car. This is a story carved into motion. 1. The philosophy behind the boat tail. The Rolls-Royce Boat Tail is not a production car. It is a coach-built vision. A whisper from the past, spoken into the future. While most carmakers build from the outside in, Rolls-Royce begins with the soul. The client comes first. Not with a spec sheet, but with a story. A personal journey. Memories. Preferences. Inspirations. Heirlooms. And Rolls-Royce translates this human spirit into mechanical poetry. For the boat tail, 3 clients were selected. Just 3. Each with a deep appreciation for nautical elegance, a history with classic yachts, and a desire to own the rarest automobile ever created. The result is a triumphant resurrection of an era when cars were not purchased, they were commissioned. 2. Coachbuilding, a lost art reborn. Coachbuilding. A forgotten craft, until Rolls-Royce revived it. Once common in the early 20th century, coachbuilding allowed ultra-wealthy clients to order a custom chassis from automakers, then have bespoke bodies crafted by artisans. Every curve, panel, and contour was hand-fashioned to personal taste. The boat tail is a modern echo of that golden age. But instead of metal hammered in dusty sheds, today's artisans use aerospace-grade aluminum, carbon fiber, and over 1,800 new components crafted specifically for this singular creation. Each boat tail is a one-of-one. There is no second. No equal. No repetition. And the entire process, from concept to creation, takes 4 years. 3. The nautical inspiration. As its name suggests, the boat tail draws inspiration from classic J-class yachts of the 1920s and 30s. That iconic rear taper, the boat tail itself, is a sculpted reminder of a luxury watercraft stern. The body's smoothness, the sweeping lines, the flowing surfaces, all evoke the idea of motion through water rather than land. Its deck lid is crafted from Kaleido-Legno veneer, a rare, open-pore wood treated for automotive use, designed to mimic the teak decking of a yacht. And when the twin panels open up like butterfly wings, they reveal a spectacle, the hosting suite. 4. The hosting suite, the most expensive picnic in the world. Let's talk about the moment that leaves people speechless. At the touch of a button, the rear deck opens in a butterfly motion. Inside? A treasure trove of luxury. One side holds a complete crystal glassware set. The other? Twin fridges calibrated to cool the client's favorite vintage champagne to the exact preferred temperature. Folding stools by Italian furniture masters await deployment under a retractable parasol. This is not a trunk. This is a theater of occasion. Every bottle, glass, and utensil has a dedicated slot. All are made with materials that match the car's interiors, right down to the stitching. This is a car where you don't open the trunk. You unveil it. 5. Exterior, a work of rolling sculpture. Every boat tail wears a unique paint, composed from custom pigments that include everything from crushed pearls to mother-of-pearl flakes. One unit is painted in a deep oceanic blue, a blend that changes hues with the sun. Another wears a rose gold-tinted finish, inspired by the client's favorite timepiece. Panels are mirror-polished and hand-buffed for weeks until they reach an impossibly smooth finish. Chrome touches are rare. Instead, aluminum is brushed or hand-anodized. There is no badge of ostentation. The car itself is the badge. 6. Interior, the symphony of craftsmanship. Step inside, and you enter a world untouched by automation. The cabin is a celebration of minimalism and elegance, inspired by classical yachts and 1930s Rolls-Royces. There's no digital clutter. Every detail, from the clock face to the switchgear, is machined from billet aluminum, inlaid with mother-of-pearl. Yes, actual pearl, sourced from the same batch as the client's cherished jewelry. The leather? It's not just tanned, it's conditioned like fine wine. air-dried, hand-wrapped, and matched with the owner's own samples of family heirlooms. This is not a car interior. It is a living legacy. 7. Power and performance. Now you may wonder, is this just a showpiece? Not even close. The Boat Tail is based on the same all-aluminum architecture of luxury that underpins the Phantom. Under the hood lies a 6.75-liter twin-turbocharged V12, producing around 563 horsepower. Silent. Effortless. Regal. This is not about 0 to 60. It's about 0 to awe. The ride? Cloud-like. The steering? Light as a dream. The sound? Nearly non-existent. Rolls-Royce calls it waftability. We call it magic. 8. Price, exclusivity, and legacy. So why does it cost $28 million? Because it is not a product. It is a manifestation. You are not buying performance specs. You are commissioning an heirloom that outlives you. You're buying decades of craftsmanship. You're investing in artists, designers, engineers, and hundreds of unseen hands who poured their soul into every curve. And more importantly, you are buying anonymity in a world full of noise. Only 3 boat tails exist. And none of their owners have flaunted them. Because true luxury whispers. It doesn't shout. 9. The history that shaped the boat tail. Before you understand the boat tail, you must first understand where it came from, not in a factory, but in history. Rolls-Royce was founded in 1904, and soon after, they weren't just building cars. They were crafting status symbols. Vehicles like the Phantom I or the 1934 Rolls-Royce Boat Tail Roadster were not just driven, they were draped across grand European boulevards. This golden age of coach building, between 1910 and 1940, allowed wealthy patrons to commission completely custom car bodies built upon a Rolls-Royce chassis. It was not a purchase. It was a process of creation. That legacy was nearly forgotten, until now. The Boat Tail revives it not as a nostalgic callback, but as a reimagined art form. 10. Time, legacy, and personal meaning. For the Boat Tail's owners, this wasn't just a chance to own a rare car. It was a chance to immortalize their life story in metal, leather, wood, and light. Each owner brought their own meaning. Their own objects. A favorite watch. A family crest. A beloved yacht. Rolls-Royce didn't just listen. They translated. The result? Every detail in the Boat Tail, from its veneer grain to its stitching pattern, carries echoes of their legacy. It's a moving memoir. A story in motion. A carriage for time itself. 11. Luxury without labels. The Boat Tail has no touchscreen overload. No glowing badges. No loud engine roars. It doesn't scream luxury. Because true luxury whispers. It's in the silence of the ride. The handwritten monograms. The fact that the average onlooker won't even recognize what it is. And that's the point. This is not a car for others to see. It's a car for the owner to feel. 12. Who are the owners? So, who are the 3 individuals who now possess this masterpiece? Rolls-Royce will never say. Anonymity is part of the contract. And that is the greatest luxury of all, privacy. But we know this. One is a global power couple. Another, a collector of rare mechanical art. The third, a connoisseur of yachting design. They didn't want to show off. They wanted to commission. To have something no other billionaire on earth could replicate. 13. A car more exclusive than a private jet. To put things in perspective, most private jets, Gulfstreams, Bombardiers, range from $30 million to $70 million. And yet even those can be seen often. The Boat Tail? Only 3 will ever exist. And not a single one is the same. It's rarer than a Picasso. More unique than any watch, plane, or superyacht. This is the crown jewel of rolling exclusivity. 14. Over 1,800 unique parts. Here's what most people don't realize. The Boat Tail is not a modified Phantom. It's a ground-up creation. Rolls-Royce had to engineer 1,813 completely new parts, from the rear deck mechanism to the parasol hinge system, all to meet the bespoke demands of these 3 clients. Nothing is borrowed. Nothing is off the shelf. Every screw, curve, and leather panel is bespoke to the individual car. And it still had to meet global road standards. This isn't just luxury. It's bespoke engineering under pressure. 15. The hidden tech. At first glance, the boat tail looks classically analog. But beneath the timeless wood and pearl inlays lies some of the most advanced tech Rolls-Royce has ever hidden. The car features active suspension, GPS-based predictive ride control, and ultra-quiet cabin insulation technologies pulled from the Phantom. But everything is invisible to the eye. That's deliberate. Rolls-Royce says, technology should serve, not shout. 16. The wheels of legacy. Each boat tail rides on 22-inch polished wheels, custom designed for the car's bodywork. Even the tire sidewalls were commissioned with the client's initials. The lug nuts are centered with the Rolls-Royce monogram that never rotates, a subtle trick that shows this car never loses balance, even in branding. In motion, the car glides like a yacht. In stillness, it sits like sculpture. 17. Lighting, an emotional language. The headlamps are not just functional. They're expressive. Daytime running lights sit like a gentle signature above the main cluster, and at night, they emit a warm, candle-like glow. Not cold white. Not aggressive blue. But warmth. Even the taillights are sculpted to echo the flow of water. Lighting in the boat tail isn't just illumination, it's emotion. 18. The acoustic experience. Inside the boat tail, the audio system isn't just premium. It's architectural. The cabin itself becomes part of the speaker enclosure. The doors act as subwoofers. The floor, a vibration chamber. The result? Pure symphonic clarity. No visible speaker grills. No logos. Just sound, like the car is singing for you, not performing for others. 19. Rolls-Royce's silent filmmakers. The team behind the boat tail included designers, sculptors, metalworkers, engineers, and even cinematographers. Why? Because the reveal of the boat tail is a performance. From how the rear deck opens to how the parasol deploys, everything moves like a scene in a luxury film. This car doesn't just function. It performs silently. 20. Signatures in metal. Each boat tail carries an engraved plaque hidden in the glove compartment. It reads, "These are the only written identities within the car." Not to boast, but to remind the owner, this was made for you. Only you. 21. The global impact. The boat tail didn't just shake up the car world. It reignited the lost era of true coach building. Since its reveal, luxury automakers like Bugatti, Ferrari, Bentley, and Aston Martin have begun unveiling their own ultra-bespoke divisions. But Rolls-Royce did it first. And they did it with such poetry, the world stood still. 22. Security like no other. A car this priceless demands protection. Each boat tail comes with a hidden GPS tracker, encrypted ownership record stored on blockchain, and a biometric key system. Even the parasol can only be activated by a digital signature. This isn't just security. It's royal-grade discretion. 23. The art of not selling. Here's the irony. The boat tail was not offered for sale. Rolls-Royce approached only 3 clients privately, based on multi-decade relationships. There was no catalog. No public pricing. No waiting list. You could be a billionaire, and still not qualify. Because the boat tail isn't bought. It's bestowed. 24. The end of the beginning. The boat tail marks a beginning of a new era in luxury. One where the machine becomes autobiography. For those 3 individuals, it's not just transportation. It's the most meaningful object they may ever own. It's not about where the car goes. It's about what it means. 25. Final words. In the end, the Rolls-Royce Boat Tail is not a car. It is a statement about time, taste, restraint, and remembrance. A jewel in motion. A memory sculpted into existence. A legacy you can drive. And perhaps that's what true luxury is. Not owning the world, but owning something the world can never have. As the final rays of sunlight glance off the boat tail's hand-polished surface, we are left not just in awe, but in reflection. This isn't just a car. It's an idea. A declaration that in an age of mass production, individuality still reigns supreme. It is a rebirth of coach building, where each curve tells a story, each line holds meaning, and every element, From champagne chillers to timepiece inlays, whispers the tale of its patron. 3 individuals. 3 legends in metal. And 1,000 years of craftsmanship distilled into motion. The Rolls-Royce Boat Tail doesn't ask to be understood. It doesn't demand to be noticed. It simply exists, beyond trends, beyond time, beyond imitation. This is not just the pinnacle of automotive luxury. It is the materialization of soul. And in a world obsessed with more, the Boat Tail reminds us of something rare. That true value lies not in quantity, but in meaning. So the next time you see a car, any car, ask yourself, is it made to be driven or remembered? Because this one will be remembered forever.